Okay, what we're doing tonight is I talked about it on the hangout last night. And Gordon said that this airplane deserves a set of wheel pants, even though the original had wheel pants on it. Even though the other one that I built does not have wheel pants on it, it has wheel struts because it's going to cost me in weight. So I can get it out of my head that this is going to be a 50-ounce airplane because these are going to cost me 2 extra ounces. But they look cool. So I got a couple prerequisites for wheel pants. They need to be take apart so I can change the wheels. Because if you fly on pavement and you run those 2-inch wheels, you're going to scuff them up and they're going to wear out. So Tom Warden in 91 for the other Viper sent me a pattern. I called him up and I said, Tom, I know you're not feeling well or whatever, but could you draw me a set of wheel pants? Well, Tom Warden's wheel pants were like this. So he sent me a drawing and I made this. This is my template. I really like Tom's designs, so I'm going to use it, So anyway, how this works is this is a light ply center. Well, cut some of it on the other side. But we're going to have to lighten it up. So you're going to want to hollow this center out. So we're going to cut the center out of this. You want to take out as much material as you possibly can. So we're going to cut this like so. Maybe I can get this off to Steve and he can put a supplement in for wheel pants. And, I don't expect him to redraw the plans with wheel pants in them, because this is something that I don't normally put on all my airplanes, but I do run wheel pants from time to time. But this airplane deserves a set of wheel pants, so it's nostalgic, because that's what I'm trying to emulate, is that nostalgic feel. So let's see, somebody said something here. What's good? Oh, it's going great. What's good? I don't know. So anyway, we're going to open this up. And I'll cut that open with, I'll drill a hole in it and then put the scroll saw inside there and cut this open, because this has no shape on it. This stays flat. Now the way this works is our wire is going to come right straight down the center of this, and there's going to be half on this side and half on this side. So you got to figure out, where am I going to bolt this thing together, because I want a bolt. We'll put it at the front here. A 256 bolt and a 256 bolt at the back, so that I can take half of it off and change the tire, because guaranteed it's going to get flat. They're going to wear out. Back in the old days, they didn't do that. They just sand off the side, then refinish them. But I don't want to go through all that crap. I want to do it so that I don't have to do that. Just take 2 screws off, split them open, and put a new tire on it and be done with it. So I need a spot here for a blind nut. And a spot back here for a blind nut. I got to do 2 of these. So you're going to need, because the wire comes down the center, you're going to need 2 of these, or 1 of these, and 2 of these. 1 for each side of the wire. Then I'm going to need a 16th piece, because let's see, I've already drawn the landing gear leg itself. The landing gear leg has a jog in it, so it comes down this way and it jogs out to one side, and then it moves over. So the outside of the landing, the center of the landing gear is right down the center. Then for the wheel, it jogs over this way and then moves down and then turns for the axle. So now I've got to encapsulate that side of the gear. So we got this. I guess I'm gonna have to measure. How wide is this gonna have to be? And what am I gonna have to do to build it up? So I'm gonna need 2 of these, so that would be 3/8, 1/8 on each side. This is the wood. You know, it probably doesn't make much sense now, but trust me, it will when it's finished. So I got this one cut out. So we got that there, and that's where that is. Then I need this to bend. We want the outside, so we want it to bend this way. We need, and it's pretty, actually it's pretty damn complicated to figure out. Now I don't know what this length is. I'll have to measure it on my airplane. I wish I was at Brodak right now, because they got a super bender, a hydraulic bender that works great. So my landing gear leg is going to look like that, and then it's going to bend up. Well, actually not up, because we got to go forward. Bends forward like this, and we'll leave about that much on there. So there's my wire. And you better have a map for your wire, or you're going to waste 10 landing gear, or bend 10 landing gears and not get any one of them right. So map it out like I'm doing here. So next, I got 1 of these. I need 2 of those, and it will have a slot in it. Let's see here. This is the center of the axle. It will have a slot in it right here. So let's measure it out and see what we got to have. Yep, make a map, or else you're in deep doo-doo. Okay, there's 1/8, and it looks to me that so that slot is going to be 1.25 inches from the center of the axle. And that's about what I got there, so that'll be good. So we'll have an 1/8 over and an 1/8 on each the other side. So let's put that right there. We're going to have an 1/8 there and an 1/8 there. So that gives you 3/8 in the center. Then it's going to need a 1/16 because we're going to sand this leg right here to an airfoil shape like a teardrop. You know, it'll be airfoiled so that it doesn't look so damn bad. So if I got an 1/8 there and an 1/8 there, that ain't quite enough. So let's see what we got here, about 1/4 or 3/8. So we're gonna need a we're gonna need 3/8. So I need one with a hole in it right here, because the jog is gonna come over. So the hole's right there. This is not right. That goes on an oval piece. So that's going to go on an oval piece. I know my train of thought is kind of weird, but so I need 2 out of 3/8 that are this shape. One for the inside, one for the outside. Why don't they make a ruler so it works? So it's 1, 2, almost 3/8. So that's good. 3/8. So I'll need a 1/16. A 1/16 for that to poke through, and 1/4 on the cap. So this thing is going to be laminated together to look from the top. We'll sand it to an airfoil. This is not to scale. Matter of fact, I ought to put the other camera so you can see better what I'm doing. Yeah. And we'll zoom that bad boy in. Now I won't get to building these tonight. I'm going to cut all the parts. I'm engineering it tonight. I'll cut all the parts tomorrow. We'll glue it together on the next stream. Glue one of them together anyway. Get the wire bent. I've shown a dozen times how to bend wire. What I'm doing here is I'm just giving you some train of thought, how I come up with weird ideas, weird things, and how to get it so that it works. I can do all this on a napkin, actually. It doesn't have to be to scale or anything like that. So let's make this to scale though, so you get an idea how it's going to look. So I get an idea. So there, and there. It's a long ass wheel pant. I got a center line. That way I can really see what I need to do too. Center line there. That's this piece right here. 16th on each side. Put the cap on this so it'll dry out. 16th on each side. Yeah, I'll get to making these tomorrow. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I know that call is coming here shortly. Okay, that is this piece. Our wheel sits right here. So we'll draw a wheel in. It's 2-inch wheels. It can be an inch on each side. They're about 3/8 of an inch thick. That is my wheel right there. Now I need to encapsulate that wheel inside there. Well, it's a little off. Nope, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm going to represent this wheel with a black marker here. This is the tire. And the width of it is about 3/8 of an inch thick. Unless I run baby buggy wheels, which I might go to the store and get some tomorrow. Okay, that wire comes down and it bends over this way, comes down the side, and then through the wheel, like so. So now I need enough material. So I need another 1/8 inch on each side. So make it another 1/8 inch, because this should be 3/8 of an inch, this top piece. I know it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. I'll do a better sketch once I get it hard lined out and make sure that it's going to work. So I need a quarter, a piece like this that's a quarter that comes to here. Just make a light line and a quarter on this side. And then it's got to be shaped like so. Everybody got an idea what I'm doing? I'm just giving myself a half-assed layout so that I can put this thing together. I need to know what pieces I need to cut. So that's the wheel pant right there. I'll go ahead and blacken it up. This will be sanded to an oval like so. So I'm going to need quarters that are, how many quarters this shape? 1, 2. I need 2 of these in quarter. 1/4, 2 of those. I'm going to need an 1/8 inch piece, an extra 1/8 inch piece like this. So it'll be 1/8 inch piece. 1/8 inch piece. So I guess the way to do this is just to start cutting. Bend the gear or something. I probably when I go offline here, this is not going to be a real long video because it's just my thought process that I'm putting together here. But I definitely want it take apart. So this has to be cut out and this gets cut out. I need to weigh this up, see what it weighs before too. This line here gets cut. It'll stop right there. Stop right there. These wheel pants like this are extremely strong too because they encapsulate the wire. Of course, they get glassed. Been a long time since I built any pants like this. So that gets cut out. All right, this is my thought process. This is how I've come up with these. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just make this a half-hour video. I'll go ahead and cut these up. We'll get some parts cut. And maybe I'll come back tonight and we'll start putting it together, see if my theory is going to work. I think I first need to bend this wire so I can get this exact. Get a set of landing gear bent up first and get it on the airplane, make sure they're long enough. But this set of landing gear is going to be 3.5 ounces. It's one thing I don't like about running wheel pants. I can get them down to 2 ounces without pants. This will be 3.5, maybe 4. But you got to have landing gear. So I'm also thinking for you guys who ever run these wheel pants before, you'll know that when you land with wing mounted gear, they always spring forward and you scrape the bottom of this. I think I'm going to take a piece of wire and embed it into this plywood so that instead of narfing up my wheel pants, and it doesn't matter whether you land smoothly or not. See, back in the day when we ran these pants, we always flew in the grass, very rarely on pavement. I mean, I used to fly at the Ole's lot and it was pavement, but otherwise it was a schoolyard or Whittier Narrows or whatever we ran these pants. So these pants kept you out of gopher holes. You know, they would ski over the top of a gopher hole. And they've saved many wings, beam wings, just for skiing across the hole. So these will be good at Brodak, and they'll be good at the Nats for Classic or N30. And they'll look good on the pavement, but they will take abuse because the way they set, that back part will hit the pavement. So I'm going to take a piece of wire and embed it from about 2 inches. I'll embed a piece of music wire in there. Because every set of pats I ever made like that got nerfed up on the asphalt. And I have quit running wheel pants just for the simple fact of weight. But this airplane's going to be, Howard Rush figured it out. It's 762, or was it 768 square inches. So it's a big wing. So you could go up to 60 ounces, but that's not the point. But I do want a classic look, so I'm going to do that. So we got 3 minutes. You guys got any questions on what I'm doing? I'm going to sign off. I'll eat dinner. I'll cut these parts out. Maybe we'll come back tonight and start putting them together. More than likely tomorrow, though. I hate to burn up your time while I'm deciding what I'm going to do. But I know I had to have a map. So there it is. I also need to take that other Viper off the wall and get the wheels off it, or maybe look in my wheel box. I'm going to start scavenging parts from Viper 6 because it's never going to fly again. Never to fly again. If I remember right, it's a beam wing, but it's got a Winship bell crank in it and titanium push rod ends and all that stuff, so you might as well scavenge the parts. Cut it up, throw it out, and hang another airplane in its place. It's been hanging on the wall for 15 years. More sentimental than anything. You guys can ask me any questions you want. I mean, this is a kind of a stunt forum where I put my ideas down on paper or whatever. And I know my ideas are sometimes way out there, but believe me, everything I do ends up working. And I'll fart with it until it does work. Yeah, we got nothing. So I'm going to end the program. I'm going to cut the parts, and when I get the parts cut, more than likely tomorrow, I might test fit them together tonight. I'll come back and we'll show you what I've come up with. But this is a slick way to get a set of wheel pants that nobody else has. All right. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you maybe later tonight, but more than likely tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. We'll see you.